Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a couple of the newly buffed champions. That's right, the update is out, and one of the first things I wanted to address immediately is because I feel that Kingpin is getting somewhat overhyped, because in my personal opinion his lack of utility is being overshadowed by some big fury buffs and by occasional big numbers, which is fair enough because Kingpin was underwhelming champion and it's exciting to see him do better. Unfortunately, I personally just don't think that better will be quite good enough. And I also think that Mole Man is getting overlooked just because he doesn't put up as big of a shiny numbers, but those guaranteed crits actually add up for significantly larger damage output than people realize. So in today's video, we're just going to be doing exactly that. We're going to be comparing the damage output in between Kingpin and Mole Man, and I'm going to let you guys draw your own conclusions as we get deeper in the video. Both champions will be fighting Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, same health pool, no class advantage for either of them, as all three of the champions involved are skill class. All of them are same rank, rarity, level, everything. Both are 6 stars, rank 1, unduped. So we're going to start up with Kingpin, and we're going to actually check out the time and hits as well. So let me start the fight. I hit the fight button exactly 1 minute 30 in the video, and we're going to see how long will it take. So one ratio is also obviously that people love to take a look at is damage per hit, but actually damage per second is quite significantly more important in most cases. So we're going to take a look at both, how many hits it will be, and also at how much time it will take. So ideally, I would have wanted to try and go there for heavy attack flurry, but also important thing is that we're going to be trying to do a practical DPS test. So it will mean that I'm maybe won't necessarily play him the most perfect or have the optimum damage rotation per hit, but I'm just trying to have relatively practical, like safe fight. Okay, I think I can accomplish that. Heavy attack fury. Unfortunately, my overpower fury at this point has expired, but hopefully we can get it back quite soon. So I'm going to activate level 2 again. That level 2 does help us get into overpower quite quickly, especially if we don't mess it up and start to capitalize from that. But at all given times throughout this fight, we have had one of the furies active at least, and that is meant to be like amazing, significant damage boost. Fortunately, the numbers, well, they're not bad, but they're definitely not absolutely crazy. So let's try. We're unstoppable. It's kind of finicky to try and get in those 3 heavy attacks as well, especially without the synergy with Mr. Sinister as well. That is quite important. So let's see what this Winter Soldier does. Definitely haven't played the perfect fight so far, but even with that overpower fury, it just doesn't seem... Okay, 15k heavy, that's not bad. We still have that massive overpower fury, 7k medium crit, which is alright. Without fury, it's 3.6k. And again, this isn't gonna be meant to be an example of like some ideal gameplay of Kingpin. It's just, let's say, relatively average damage test with equally ranked up champions, which I think is fair. So let's keep on pushing. We have those furies. Can we refresh it all? Don't think we're gonna be quite high enough there. So let's drop that level 2 to gain that fury back. And yes, I definitely could have played this fight better, but keep in mind that often you will not be able to play Kingpin like ideal scenarios where you can spam your heavy attacks against the wall, and for most part I have had that overpower fury active pretty much for vast majority of the fight. And I kind of don't want to go to that level 3 on purpose, just because it adds a lot of hits and because I'm not going to use level 3 with Mole Man. So let's go, I'm at 7 here. Let's activate the Fury. Some decent crits there for sure. Kind of hope this one would have crit, but it's fine. Whatever. Finally, we got it done. And again, it was not a perfect fight, but it's 5 minutes 20 in the video, so it's nearly what? It's 178 hits with rank 1 6-star on suicides if you're not using Synergy Team. And it has taken us like 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So it's a lot, right? But Kingpin can slap. Kingpin's damage is insane. Right. Let's look at what good old Mole Man can do without those big numbers, without those massive furies. And how long will this fight last? So currently, we are 6 minutes into the video, and I'm hitting fight button. So we need to do better than 178 hits, I believe, in 3 minutes 50 seconds. So here we go. I have 10 monster mass. I'm just going to take a hit on a block immediately. And I'm just going to go to town. And I'm just going to go to town. Can drop a heavy attack, why not? And I think the fight comparison here is quite fair. I was throwing fair amount of heavy attacks using Kingpin as well. Just to point that out. So it's not like I'm specifically trying to reduce hit count on one of the champions. And besides that, we're going to have a secondary measurement. And that is the fight duration itself. So let's just keep on pushing. See how many hits this guy takes now and how it is going to compare. So let's just keep on pushing. Activate these. We still have plenty of charges. We don't need higher because you can manage them quite effectively. Just need sneak in heavy attack at some point here. Perfect. So need sneak in heavy. Okay, nearly finished it, but it's fine. I mean, I nearly ran out of charges, but it's okay. I'm just gonna go for double heavy. Whoopsie, my bad, mistake there. Still, good enough. Let's drop this. Drop another one back up to 11, easy money. Get in some serious crits again. Parry heavy, no problem. Oh, playing a bit awful today, but still. Fight's moving along quickly enough. You basically have to drop a heavy attack every 8 seconds and then you're even on charges, assuming you don't use like level 1s. So I'm gonna drop another heavy there, why not? He's ticking away quite beautifully. And that's it, the fight's over. And again, it wasn't a perfect fight. In my initial try, I actually did quite significantly better. But it's 8 minutes and 50 now. So it's nearly a minute quicker and half the amount of hits. And that is realistic, flat-out damage comparison in between Mole Man and Kingpin. And yes, obviously, again, you can play either of these characters better, maximizing their damage using perfect rotations. I'm not entirely sure at this point what is the perfect rotation for Mole Man. Neither I am 100% sure what is the perfect rotation for Kingpin. Fact of the matter is, pick up a character, Mole Man clearly did a lot better than Kingpin did. Just because he doesn't put up 1, 2, or a couple of big numbers in a fight doesn't mean that his damage output isn't as good or better. Obviously, there are pros and cons in both of the characters, like the fact that Kingpin's damage output does also depend on debuffs, like Bleed and Shock, and Kingpin's doesn't, but both of the characters, for instance, shrug off debuffs, so there are plenty of similarities, some differences. Overall, I 100% like Mole Man's kit much better utility-wise. And damage-wise, to me, it's quite clear that in a regular average circumstances, Mole-Man is significantly better as well. So all in all, put together, for me personally, and again, I have nothing. If you like Kingpin, rank Kingpin, that's your business. But to me, it's as clear as it can be that Mole-Man is miles better than Kingpin is right now, and that Kingpin's buff, who heavily emphasizes damage over anything else because he doesn't have too much else going on for him, is just not quite good enough to compete even in skill class, which is pretty much one of the crappiest classes, if not the crappiest class in the game. Either way, again, I'm going to leave you guys to draw your own conclusions, but to me, the obvious choice is clear, and the fact is, Mole-Man is a lot better champion now. All that being said, let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya.